Hey everybody, this is Kohdok here, and to celebrate the release of Mecard in the United States, I got a special treat for you guys. Yeah, so what I have here is the current Korean exclusive high-grade TERO figure. You see you got the HG there, and what these high-grade figures do is they are Transformers like the classic Transformers you're used to that change into something that resembles more like how the character looks in the show. So what we have here is here's the regular TERO here from the actual game, and here's the look. It's very much his car mode on the picture here, and what he does is he transforms into something that looks a lot more like TERO than what this guy ends up transforming into, and you can see a bit of him inside there, and it's his robot mode. It looks pretty nice from out here, and the box, I just have to mention, is enormous. It also has some foil print here. You can't see it, but if I do that, there it is. Now, I do not know a lick of Korean, but I am pretty darn certain that those gold letters say TERO. If the fact that it's the largest on the box is any indication. So, and like I said, it is a very, very large box. Here is my Dawn figure, who I don't think I've busted out in a long time for comparison, and my Dawn figure, I use her for comparison a lot because she stands exactly 6 inches tall, so this gives you just an idea of how large a box this guy is in. So let's take a look at the packaging. Like I said, I don't really know Korean, but we can still take a good look. We have Mecard up here. We have various insignia. We have Isabel and Jason over here, also known as Chan in the original Korean version. Although that's nice, they actually have Isabel, and Isabel is TERO is her signature Mecardimal, so it's nice to see that. And then we have the Sonokong license down here, which actually says something kind of funny. Their slogan is apparently, yes, okay. So that's kind of amusing from somebody as a native English speaker to have your slogan be something like that, because the slogans we're used to in America are things like, just do it, and power to the players, and then Sonokong, which has, yeah, okay. Alright, so anyway, let's take a look at the back of the box. The top of the box doesn't really have much going for it. This gives us the size of the characters and their transformations. We have 200 millimeters there. That's 20 centimeters, so that's roughly 8 inches tall. Okay, that's 2/3 of a foot right there. That's actually pretty impressive. Just basic translation between imperial and metric, 1 foot equals 30 centimeters. So you can figure it out from there. So that's 12 inches. And we have the back of the box, which also has some more characters on it, has some more transformation. Maybe not the most exciting box in the world. And of course the other side, which has the measurements again. So very, very, well, there goes my Mecard box back there. Very, very basic box. And here we have TERO out of his box. And one thing I just have to mention is I love just how darn high quality a lot of the toys that come out of Korea tend to be. Like, I mean, I got the instructions here are in full color, and that's just something you don't see in toys like Transformers and stuff like that. But anyway, here he is compared to his toy form for the game, and here is the addition of my Dawn figure there for comparison there. He stands pretty tall. He does stand, which was, 200 millimeters? That does put him at about 8 inches tall. So he is taller than my Dawn figure by a not insignificant margin. So, taking a look at his details here, we have a lot more. We have that unified claw arm that has the large claws that go all the way up the fender of the car, like you would expect it from the show, but not what you get with the toy. And the toy look more like shoulder pads here, and he does have a little dragon tail in the back, which actually kind of folds up in a bit of a clever way. He has these gigantic car fenders, which are very nicely painted and detailed in order to resemble the thing in the show. He has the large legs, which involve the doors that fold up there. He has the jaw is a little bit strange in that the jaw itself doesn't really open very well, especially if you want to move his head down like that. It's a tad bit inflexible, but not anything terrible. All of these spines that go along his back, these are all molded on. We have actual see-through eyes here. These are actually made of a crystalline plastic. All of this is, although it doesn't have any of the light piping you might recognize from the more traditional Transformers. But a lot of paint work on this thing. A lot of paint on the torso in particular, on his chest and on his back. There's a lot of lovely paint work, and because of how brightly colored the paint is, it really pops. It's a very simple design. It's not like the most catastrophic design out there, but all in all, it just looks so excellent, especially when compared to his regular toy form with the loose jaw there. It's also a slightly richer, slightly yellower green we have going on there, and of course, that green that pops oh so nicely against all that red and that yellow. It's just a really attractive look. Oh boy, now for the fun part, I get to try to transform him, so lead off by re-transforming his arms first. Those sweep behind him, and then you actually break his body in half, which is kind of interesting. Let's see, you got his tail, which goes all the way up there, so his body is now kind of contorted into looking like that. We have his feet, which just kind of snap and snap. His arms actually kind of have a joint that gives right there. You can actually get that onto him there, so that closes, and he's got a little hood ornament that has the blue land symbol on it, or I guess it's Blue City according to the Mattel Action version. So, compared to a lot of things, very, very simple transformation. It's also very big compared to a lot of Transformers, which I'll show you in a sec, but a lot of the transformations are very clearly inspired, they adhere to the seams of the vehicle. Well, it's a little tricky getting these into place, these bottom parts here, getting them to line up to where they want to go. But it's very, very distinctly based on the seams of each vehicle, so that there aren't a lot of breaks or seams. They're mostly in the top here. And there we go. And here he is, TERO, back in his vehicle form as compared to the game version. Although the first thing that you notice is that this thing has an opaque outside versus the translucent outside that they gave to TERO. I don't know if non-translucent versions of these toys actually exist, but you can see they pretty much compare evenly to one another. They both have the red nose and the yellow headlights, although the headlights on the high-grade TERO are actually made out of clear plastic to make them look like actual headlights, which is really neat. Both of them have the bearing wheels, and yeah, this guy also still gets the nice bearing wheels on here, which allow them to spin a lot more nicely than I just demonstrated there. The paint applications are all basically the same as each other. You have all of the same striping and all of that. They really went out of their way to make sure that this guy looks like the character from the show, and his car form is actually pretty enormous. I mean, you already got a good look at him compared to Toy Mode TERO there, but here's Blur. I think it's either Universe Blur or Generations Blur, and this is the size of a typical Transformer, and you can see that TERO just dwarfs old poor Blur over here. It is quite a large creation. So yeah, that is a look at high-grade TERO. He is a very impressive creature, although he is a bit on the pricey side. This guy was, I think, in the realm of $33 for me, although I got it through, I imported it from Korea, so its domestic price tag might be a little less, or it might be roughly the same. But this has not yet seen a release outside of Korea as far as I know. This is something that I don't know if Mattel would try to do it, because they might risk rubbing up against Hasbro and their stuff with Transformers over here, although Mecard doesn't seem to have gotten any repercussion from them. But maybe if Mecard takes off in America, which, like I said, I really hope it does. It's such a great series and such a great show. Maybe we'll see this someday. Mattel actually sent me some official pictures. They sent me some more MSRPs for a lot of the toys. You can check my Twitter for that. And they sent me at least a picture of what looks like the smaller truck-style launchers. So we'll see if we get those in the future. Although with the current fate of Toys R Us, that is honestly up in the air. So until next time, if you want to check out some more Mecard from me, you can go ahead and subscribe and ring that notification bell to make sure that you know when I'm putting out more stuff. And if you really like the stuff I put out, you can consider supporting me on Patreon, where it'll help me pull out more stuff like this in the future. So, until next time, this is Kohdok signing off.
도깨비단의 메카드 배틀 강자! 배틀을 하려면 메카니멀을 친구로 만들어야 해. 테이밍이라고 하지. 백지 메카드를 메카니멀에 대고 테이밍 온이라고 외쳐봐. 테이밍 온! 메카니멀을 얻었으니 이제 배틀을 할 수 있어. 메카드를 3장 던져봐. 그걸 셋업이라고 해. 셋업 메카드! 이제 메카니멀을 던져. 메카니멀